It is the 20th of September 2025. Welcome to UBC Lunchtime News. My name is Maureen Babidie and these are our reports this afternoon. The Uganda Liberal Teachers Union, a parallel organization to the Uganda National Teachers Union, UNATU, has rejected UNATU's call for a nationwide strike. In a statement made at their annual general meeting today, the association's President General Mutesa Sida Evans Kaganizo criticized UNATU's actions as opportunistic and implored teachers to consider the future of their students instead of participating in actions that could compromise their education. We have a report.
Made at their annual general meeting, President General Uganda Liberal Teachers Union Mutesa Sida Evans Kaganizo criticized UNATU's actions and urged teachers to prioritize the students' education during, especially now that the learners are soon sitting for their final examinations.
Our position is very, very clear as Uganda Liberal Teachers Union that we are calling upon our teachers to go and work while the union does the work of negotiation, and that is why unions are there. But you don't say, sacrifice the parents, they have already paid their school fees, sacrifice the children who are supposed to be at school learning, sacrifice the resources.
Mutesa Sida emphasized that striking at this time would negatively impact learners and the future of education in Uganda. While UNATU has taken a strong stance against the government for its failure to honor salary enhancements for teachers, the Uganda Liberal Teachers Union is advocating for dialogue over disruption.
Now, what is the role of a union, a trade union, like a professional trade union, like Uganda Liberal Teachers Union, is to engage with the government. For us, we have been doing it, and we have not had any challenges. And our members are continuously benefiting.
Kaganizo called on teachers to explore alternative income opportunities, highlighting a 20 billion shilling presidential grant aimed at supporting educators through their circle. Of this, 6.6 billion shillings has been allocated specifically to help teachers generate side incomes.
How helpful will it be in third term where primary 7 are sitting for the national examination and the rest of other classes, they are now going to the next aspect of class?
To me, I would suggest that the leaders of the UNATU should go and discuss with the government other than making a war between, actually making a war with the government.
I'm drumming to teachers who are on industrial action. Let us focus on setting side income projects, not depending on salaries alone.
The divide between UNATU and the Uganda Liberal Teachers Union appears to be widening, with accusations of sabotage and mismanagement of funds given by the president to the teachers' circle. Mutesa Sida says there are many people fighting to steal the fund and are derailing the operations of the circle.
This invisible hand also comes from competition. Of course, this UNATU has been fighting. It is also on record, because when they saw we got these funds and we are using them very well, the UNATU people started sponsoring some mafia to come and disorganize our union and our circle. It is on record and we are following it up. I think that is one of the...
Sudat Kaye.
Thank you, Sudat, for that report. Now, in a bid to strengthen Uganda's fight against climate change and promote sustainable environmental conservation, a high-level training has been conducted for district environmental officers across the country. The initiative, spearheaded by the Environment for Development Uganda, focuses on environmental evaluation, accounting, and climate change mitigation and adaptation.
The Environment for Development Initiative has embarked on empowering district local government environment officers in the fight against climate change.
At Makerere University, we are undertaking a training in a very critical area of environmental evaluation, environmental accounting, and other aspects of climate change adaptation and mitigation. Basically, the world over, there is a global discourse about the importance of natural capital in economic development, but also this is coming at a point where we actually don't know the value of our natural capital. Yet we know very well that natural capital is as important as physical capital.
The training is part of a larger project funded under the Makerere University Research and Innovation Fund, which has so far supported more than 1,000 projects across various colleges. The Environment for Development Initiative received over 300 million shillings aimed at climate change mitigation and adaptation.
And I'm happy to say that the EFD received over 300 million shillings from the Research and Innovation Fund to support various workshops that train environmental officers, water and sanitation officers, and also economists and a multitude of different stakeholders that deal with the environment and development.
Researchers believe that empowering officers at the district level will significantly boost biodiversity conservation. These officers are not only policy implementers, but also the bridge between scientific solutions and the local community action.
The district production officers, the district extension officers, and the district forest officers and wetland officers. We are training them on majorly 4 issues. One is on climate change mitigation and adaptation. Remind them, but also new things have come up. So we'll teach them on how to value natural resources, how to value parks, how to value forests, how to value rivers. How do we attach a monetary value? And this one is also to enable them to plan during their planning.
With districts like Wakiso under increasing environmental pressure, this capacity building initiative comes at a critical time. Officers now return to their communities better prepared to integrate environment accounting into local planning and budgeting.
Nowadays, the politicians of today, the government officials, look or focus mostly on economic benefits, not knowing that some of these resources also offer economic benefits, much as most of these economic benefits may not be easily tangible, but they may be intangible. So what are we trying to look at today? We want to look at how can we attach a value on these natural resources.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Thank you so much. Now, the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, has inspected oil facilities in the Albertine region to assess how operations are being conducted without damaging the environment. Led by the Executive Director, Dr. Akankwasa Badidega, the team warned that no oil company will be spared if found destroying the environment. We have a report.
NEMA began the tour at the Kingfisher oil field in Chikube district, which is located near Lake Albert. Operators there demonstrated how they channel wastewater to prevent pollution of the lake. Officials were also taken through the steps how oil is processed at the site.
That space you are seeing from the slope up to the other structure is called the apron, or you can simplify it as a parking area for the aircraft. It offroads cargo and passengers. So if it is going back, it has to follow the same yellow line back to the kilometer 1. There is a turn pad.
The size of this field is 15 kilometers long by 3 kilometers wide. Okay. So the wells we are drilling, the deepest will go up to around 7 kilometers.
Dr. Kalist Tindimugaya, a board member at NEMA and the Commissioner for Water Resources at the Ministry of Water and Environment, noted that NEMA had received and addressed complaints from locals about impacts from the Kingfisher operations.
Previously, again, it has been a journey. When we started, they were drilling and discharging the wastewater in the environment, and people would come and complain, who would complain. And at that time, the capacity to deal with those issues was limited, but also sometimes when people think you don't know, they want to do wrong things. But we brought them to book. Now, right now, they are treating the wastewater.
From Kingfisher, the inspection team proceeded to the East African crude oil pipeline site before moving to Kabalega International Airport in Hoima, which is still under construction. The tour later continued to Tilenga oil fields in Bulisa district. Tilenga is located close to Lake Albert and borders Murchison Falls National Park. NEMA's concerns here was whether oil operations would affect the lake, wildfire and surrounding communities.
By CNOC, and especially as to find out what it is they are doing to nurture sustainability, to build an ecosystem between the community, nature, and the work they are doing.
Operators explained that they had established channels of engagement with residents, especially to manage surface runoff during heavy rains. However, they still face challenges from the community, who claim they face runoffs from the company.
Concerns about the oil spill is a valid concern. However, I must make mention there's a comprehensive oil spill plan that is in place, and periodically we have prepared ourselves to continue to prepare ourselves in the event, the unfortunate event that happens. There's a designated plan.
We may need from the authority NEMA, we may need in terms of waste management. As Bulisa, we don't have a waste management facility, so we may need support in that so that NEMA can help us to develop the area.
We've also constructed well pad number 1, which is in the middle. It also has a red structure like the other one. And then also we constructed pad number 2.
NEMA Executive Director Dr. Akankwasa Balilega confirmed that so far Tilenga's operations were found to be in compliance, noting that NEMA is working closely with the company to ensure proper water management and prevent pollution.
We do environment and social impact audits every year. That's why we need to say this is the percent, because it changes. 100% now, and when we live right now, things change. That's why we don't give rating. We do environment and social impact audits every year.
He stressed that NEMA will continue to firmly defend the environment and will not pardon any company that won't abide by the laid down environment laws.
Environment and social safeguards that meet compliance requirements of the laws of Uganda and best practices at international level. So it's important that they are impacts overriding the positive impact.
You're still a diligent viewer. We'll take a short break and return with business news.
Vandalism is an offense punishable by up to 10 years in jail.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules, plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
At UNOC, we believe in safety.
For 40 years, your trust has been our most valuable investment.
We have turned your savings into investments, delivering returns that grow with you.
We are driven by innovation, defined by convenience. So wherever life takes you, your fund is right there.
Mommy, look.
Because we are in the business of changing lives today and shaping tomorrow.
Join us for the 13th annual members meeting.
Happening 22nd September 2025, starting at 9 a.m. live on TV and online to discover a steadfast performance guided by accountability and built on transparency. Visit www.nssfug.org/AMM 2025 to register your attendance. NSSF, a better life.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Ginshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules, plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Welcome back from the break. Now in our business news, the Uganda Green Enterprise Finance Accelerator, together with I&M Bank and other financial institutions, has officially launched a strategic partnership aimed at accelerating Uganda's transition to a resilient, low-carbon and inclusive economy. This partnership will expand access to innovative financial products and tailored business advisory services for small and medium-sized enterprises operating in sectors such as clean energy, sustainable manufacturing, ecotourism, waste management, and green mobility. We have a report.
Shell wells the team leader green growth and private sector from the European Union delegation has called upon other financial institutions to join the initiative, which she says will help transform Uganda's economy through clean energy.
These partnerships are not only about channeling more money to SMEs, they are about changing the financial system from within. Building capacities in green credit appraisal, introducing new loan products, and showing that lending to green SMEs is good business. The taxonomy, as you know, provides a clear definition of what qualifies as green. Its adoption was a milestone for Uganda, but now it will need to be translated into practical tools for the financial sector.
She has reaffirmed I&M Bank support to work with other partners to deliver innovative financial solutions that drive sustainable development.
We came back to support the growth of green businesses in Uganda. Green businesses are growing across Uganda, and many entrepreneurs are coming up with great solutions in areas like green energy and waste management. At I&M Bank, we are proud to leverage our expertise and resources to help scale sustainable businesses that not only drive economic growth, but also help protect and preserve our environment.
She emphasized the importance of green financing in transforming the country's economy.
We are happy to note that as Equity Bank, we participated in phase 1, where we made major impact in terms of reaching up to 85 enterprises with green financing to a tune of 27 billion. We look forward to participating in phase 2, which presents immense opportunities to the economy in terms of unlocking capital, which is critical for the segments that we are dealing with.
Thank you for that report. Now, still in business, UEDCL's low voltage contractors, through their association, the Local Power Line Contractors and Suppliers Association, are pleading with UEDCL to lift the suspension on their works and allow them to work again. The plead comes over 6 months after UEDCL put a stop to low voltage works due to issues.
The low-voltage contractors, who are under the Local Power Line Contractors and Suppliers Association, support UEDCL in ensuring power extensions are done in time to relieve stress on the existing human resource base at the different service centers that UEDCL runs across the country. However, for over 6 months now, their works have been suspended by UEDCL, and the contractors are pleading for that suspension to be lifted.
I call upon the stakeholders, that is to say the UEDCL, to ensure that we lift the suspension which has been pending. Suspension on LV works. We as the association, we call upon you to expedite that process, and also we call upon you to work together with us in order for us to address the key challenges that affects our operation. Because we are having people, our members of the association, who have spent months and months without work. We are paying taxes, we pay rent, and we have people who are looking up to us. Like right now, people are sending kids back to school, but we have kids of our fellow contractors who cannot now afford to go to school because we don't have work.
UEDCL, through its mouthpiece, John Akiza, acknowledges that indeed the contractors' works were suspended and explains why.
It is true there was a suspension that was made on the contractors, especially on the LV side, And the reasons that we gave at the time we passed on that suspension was to do with the safety of the infrastructure of electricity. We took note that most of the cases of vandalism that we had across the country, there was a hand, especially on the side of the contractors. Why? Because materials were shifting. You find materials being vandalized from one area and being transferred and reused in another area. That in a way was disenfranchising people, leaving them in blackouts, but also giving us a burden of reinstating the same infrastructure.
The contractors, however, say they have engaged UEDCL and want to work with the company to abate this vice if only the suspension can be lifted.
We have had meetings and engagements with UEDCL to address this challenge. That's why they are now working on the formalities and the procedures which we can use to work together as the contractors and UEDCL to address these challenges. We as the organization and association, we want just to see that it is expedited and that it come on board as it is needed.
But to be really very precise on the issue of lifting the ban, we hear them loud, and we are also making arrangements to again have another engagement before we formalize. But we are first looking at having a formal engagement with them so that we appreciate the dynamics that the business is in at this time. We want to promise them that there is available work for them, and there is no bad motive on us to their side, because we can't do all this work alone as UEDCL. We need them, but what we need is we need to work smart, and we also safeguard the infrastructure so that Ugandans do not continue suffering at the expense of just a few individuals.
And now in our sports news, Netball Uganda has summoned its squad to play in the Celtic Cup to be hosted in Scotland in November.
Netball Uganda Executive Committee has hosted the She Cranes to a luncheon at Luwombo Restaurant in Lugogo. This luncheon comes ahead of upcoming engagements including November's Celtic Cup in Scotland and the Africa Cup in Malawi this December.
The coaches have already come up with the squad for the She Cranes, and today we invited them for lunch, and in this meeting we have discussed a lot. We have tried to engage the girls to tell us what they feel we should do as a federation, because it is a sharing. And we also wanted to know if they are ready for the duty, because you might invite a girl when she already has issues. But today they have confirmed they are all available, and what we are going to do now, we are going to subject them to medical tests to ensure that they are all good for the team. And we plan to have non-residential training beginning next week, but it is dependent on the reply from the venue, because we have already applied from National Council of Sports to give us Gogo Indoor Stadium. We have also applied at Nachirebe. We feel once we have applied, then we shall be able to begin the non-residential training.
The summoned players include Shadia Nasanga, Farida Kadondi, Christine Nakito, Maseba Tamuliza, Shafi Nalwanja, Gloria Aya, and Margaret Bagala. Others are Brenda Nakazibwe, Shakira Nasaka, Cecilia Mugena, Josephine Bakita, Winfred Alice Isoto, Firidausi Namulema, Linda Muzigo, Stella Namfuka, and Mirusera Akelo. The team is complete by Achola Lilian, Asina Kabendera, and Rachel Nanyonga.
Now, still in sports, the Pool Cranes have entered a final phase of intense training as they prepare to compete in the Ultimate Africa Pool Championship 2025. Our reporter.
The premier black ball pool event is scheduled to take place at Ebundu Lodge in Elspruit, Mpumalanga, South Africa, from October 13th to 18th, 2025.
We started with selections, that was last week, and we're going to do training for 3 weeks. This is our first week. We expect quality players to represent us at the international standard. I promise the entire country, that is Uganda, that we are going to bring out our best.
The pool cranes have been diligently preparing at Addis Sport in Kireka, operating under the guidance of head coach Nathan Bwakosia. Their training regimen is focused on perfecting their skills and strategy to challenge the continent's best players. The squad is a blend of both experienced players who've come through the ranks and are now ready to represent Uganda with pride.
We are training, and the training so far is not bad. The coaches are giving us the best they can, and everyone is in good shape. So we are promising all our fans outside Uganda, within Uganda, we are hoping for the best.
The female team roster includes Rukia Naiga, Rita Nemusima, Jacinta Kajubi, Amina Faith Nganda, Zaimat Nabafu, Rashida Mutesi, Marion Kisache, and Juliet Namuhanga.
Actually, we played qualifiers, and the players who qualified are busy in the camp right now.
The men in training are Cesar Chandiga, Ibra Sejemba, Joseph Kasozi, Azali Rukomwa, Ian Kazibwe, Simon Lubulwa, Ibra Kayanja, and Rashid Wagaba.
And getting to know what we are going to play, mastering the rules of the 8th goal we are going to play in South Africa.
In South Africa, Uganda will battle several others, including Zambia and Zimbabwe.
Thank you so much for that report, and that brings us to the end of this afternoon's bulletin. My name is Maureen Babidie. Good afternoon.
Inspiring Uganda.
In just over a decade, the smartphone has moved from being a luxury in a few hands to becoming the heartbeat of modern business. From the farmer in the